There's been a lot of talk lately about an impending AI explosion, especially after tools like ChatGPT have blown up in popularity. Experts are warning that we could see some dramatic developments in the AI space within the next few years. But while much of this work has been conducted in Western nations, there's one country that many experts consider the front runner in artificial intelligence research: China. You see, China has a huge population, access to lots of computing power, and perhaps most importantly, they've made developing artificial intelligence a national priority. As a result, many fear that China might be close to achieving something very advanced AI, and possibly even something that can think like a human brain. Today, we'll be exploring these concerns and examining how China is attempting to copy the human brain into artificial intelligence. So let's get started. The human brain is the pinnacle of complexity. Despite being studied for millennia, many aspects of the brain remain unknown. According to Harvard Medical School, the human brain contains around 86 billion neurons, which form approximately 100 trillion connections called synapses. All of this complexity allows us to do everything from memorize a language to calculate complex equations in our head and recognize faces that we haven't seen in years. It should come as no surprise then that many experts believe that recreating this level of complexity would make a super intelligent machine. But although the human brain is incredibly complex, scientists have made some progress towards understanding it. One of the most exciting breakthroughs in neuroscience came in 2005 when researchers at MIT published a paper detailing the creation of a chip that simulated 1,000 neurons. Since then, scientists have continued to build chips with more and more neurons, and the results have been nothing short of spectacular. In 2021, a team led by researchers at the Chinese University of Hong Kong published a paper describing a chip with over 1 million programmable neurons. Meanwhile, another team at the University of Michigan published a paper detailing a chip with around 5,000 neurons that were biologically active. One of the most common brain disorders is Alzheimer's disease, which affects around 55 million people worldwide. Currently, there is no cure for Alzheimer's disease, but researchers hope that by understanding how the brain works, they'll be able to develop new treatments that can slow or even reverse the disease. Finally, the third section of the China Brain Project is focused on developing new AI systems that are inspired by the brain. Researchers in this area are particularly interested in understanding how the brain processes information and makes decisions. They hope to develop AI systems that can learn and adapt like the human brain. One of the most promising areas of research is in the field of robotics. By developing robots that are controlled by brain-inspired AI, researchers hope to create machines that can interact with humans in a more natural and intuitive way. Such robots could one day be used in a variety of settings, from factories to hospitals. It's important to note that the China Brain Project is not the only effort underway to study the brain and develop brain-inspired AI. Similar initiatives are being pursued in the United States and Europe. However, the scale and scope of the China Brain Project are truly impressive and have caught the attention of experts around the world. Brain-inspired artificial intelligence. Most of today's AI models rely on vast amounts of data and deep learning algorithms, but compared to the human brain, they're still fairly primitive. Chinese researchers are working on what is known as a spiking neural network, which is a type of AI model that mimics the way that biological neurons fire and transmit signals over time. Another notable project is called BrainCog, which is a platform designed to simulate both animal and human intelligence. One of its sub-projects is called BORN, which stands for Biologically Inspired Organism for Learning and Cognition. BORN enables AI systems to self-organize and learn on their own, much like a child discovering the world. This could potentially lead to the development of artificial general intelligence or AGI, which refers to AI systems that are capable of performing any intellectual task that a human being can do. While AGI has yet to be achieved, Born represents an important step towards this goal by enabling AI systems to learn and adapt in a more natural and intuitive way. Mapping the brain. In addition to developing new AI systems, China is also investing heavily in mapping the brain itself. By understanding the structure and function of the brain, researchers can develop new ways to treat brain diseases and disorders. The Chinese government has invested hundreds of millions of dollars into mapping the brains of various animals, including fruit flies, mice, and monkeys. These efforts have resulted in detailed 3D maps of the brain that have been published online for other researchers to access. By studying these maps, researchers can gain a better understanding of how the brain works and identify potential targets for new drugs and therapies. For example, one team of researchers used a map of the mouse brain to identify a new gene that is involved in regulating sleep. Another team used a map of the monkey brain to identify a new region that is involved in processing social information. Such discoveries are not only advancing our understanding of the brain, but they're also paving the way for new treatments for brain disorders. Social and ethical challenges. As China's brain research and AI development continue to advance, several social and ethical challenges have emerged. One concern is that brain-computer interfaces could one day be used to read people as thoughts or control their behavior. This raises questions about privacy and free will, and it's important to ensure that such technologies are used ethically and responsibly. Another concern is that advanced AI systems could one day pose a threat to humanity. If AI systems become too powerful, or if they're used for malicious purposes, they could cause significant harm. It's important to ensure that AI systems are developed and used safely, and that they remain under human control. To address these concerns, the Chinese government has taken steps to regulate brain research and AI development. For example, the government has established a national committee to oversee brain research and ensure that it's conducted ethically. They've also developed guidelines for the safe development and use of AI systems. However, as technology continues to evolve, new challenges are likely to emerge, and it's important to have ongoing discussions and collaboration between researchers, policymakers, and the public to ensure that these technologies are developed and used in a responsible and beneficial way. Conclusion: China's brain research and AI development efforts are truly impressive and have the potential to revolutionize many aspects of our lives, from developing new treatments for brain disorders to creating machines that can learn and adapt like the human brain. The advancements in this field are both exciting and inspiring. However, it's also important to be aware of the social and ethical challenges that come with this technology and to ensure that it's used responsibly and ethically. As China continues to invest heavily in this field, it'll be interesting to see what new discoveries and advancements emerge in the years to come. Whether or not China will eventually be able to copy the human brain into artificial intelligence remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the research and development taking place in the country is pushing the boundaries of what's possible and could one day lead to some truly remarkable advancements. What do you think about China's efforts to copy the human brain into artificial intelligence? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.